Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Indices, and starting with the SP500 here on a weekly chart gives you a bit of an idea of sort of where we are. So we're going from wave 4 up to wave 5 here of wave 3. So we've got intraday trades in this market and also in the Nasdaq, and also a lot of tech stocks that are leading this particular rally, but it just gives you a bit of an idea of where we are within the bigger picture here. So I'm just going to cut straight through now to the intraday section in here and pick it up from this little area in here. So from 1 week we're going to go into 1,000 ticks, which is a long way, and this is the little wave 3 and this is the wave 4 here that we've been working with, and we worked through the A, the B and the C wave here. We noted that this had finished, so we built a position in here, had the stop here, brought the stop to this point, talked yesterday about having another position in here. In a nutshell, we've got 100 and 200, and then we're going to have 300 here as well. So what we're doing here is just building in around the 200 here. So we want to get a position below the 200 and above the 200, and group 1 here is 10, 20 and 30 in regards to the trading levels. So, and then group 2 here, as I mentioned before, is that these tops here will now become the support, so we can move our stop up here a little further at this particular point. We don't want to move it too close to this here. The Feds are probably having their comments right now, actually. So yeah, the only little error I need to just do here is I need to just upgrade this 1 degree of structure here. So just bear with me while I'm working on the hop here. Wave 1 and wave 2 here. And in a nutshell, we're going from wave 4 here up into wave 5 up here. So we'll be looking for wave 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5 up here, and this is the same as stock. So I'll drag all the stocks that are making this happen. They're all dragged into this particular picture anyway. So, but as far as this goes here now, we'll be looking for wave 1 here and 2 here, and then 1 and 2. So this will be a nice third wave coming in here. Then we'll have the 4th wave and the 5th wave up here for this wave 3, and then a 4 and then a 5. So this is the most conservative count that I'm doing at the moment. If we need to extend it out, well then we'll do that, and we'll first of all we'll extend it out a little bit weird, but I'll bring this wave 1 over to this section over here for this, because I need to get the timing of this right with Google, Microsoft, you know, all the likely characters. So that's sort of where we are at the moment with the S&P. So you can continue to build in here. This should have been really above this first high here, and we definitely want to build in again over here. So this will be 1, 2 here. This will be a little wave 3 here. So 1 and 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there'll be a little third wave in here. I'll just put this here for the moment, 1, 2, 3, and pull back for 4. This will give you a little classic trading levels pattern at the top of group 1. So we've got 200, which is a minor level. From minor, then we go to sub degree. So 1, 2, and 3, 10, 20, and 30. Excuse me. That will be wave 3 there. So at that level, we'll be looking for a little move like this. This will be this little level in here at 52.30 in here. Okay, so we're going to have a look at move along and look at the Nasdaq here. The same situation here. I won't go to the bigger picture, but wave 3, 4 and 5 up here for this. This has got 1 degree shorter, but anyway, we're on the right track here of 1 and 2, 1 and 2. We've been building in through here, and you can continue to build in again as well. So a classic trading levels pattern on. You might want to go on, if you're up for it, we can go here, and we can also, in fact I won't use that one because it's just a bit, we can build in on top of that level there, so you can look for a little classic trading levels pattern, and you can also look for one here as well. So if we just have a look at this, this is on 20,000 ticks. If we look at this here, just on 20 ticks, we've got 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2. Now we'll also need to rebuild this here, so I'll just rebuild these over to here to here. This one here. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 in here, and then 1 and 2 and building to the upside here. So we can see here that we've got, at this particular pattern here, if we look at this like this, we've got the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC. So this is what we want over here. So this is the arrival, the reaction, first high above the level, so we'll get the ABC over here. It's the same as this one here, really, the same ABC pattern here that you could have moved in on. You could have gone from the top here down to this level, and you can also go down to this one over here, but whatever you've done there's fine at that point. But that should just continue to build to the upside. Now I've labeled this as wave 3 here, but we could also go 1 degree smaller and look at it as 1 and 2 as well. But we'll just see what the Fed's got to say, and what the outcome of that is. So but that's where we are at the moment for this. So we'll just continue. We were looking for support on the 18, which was just fantastic, and now we're looking for support on the 18.1, which we've got, and then the next step is looking at support on the 18, well, in fact really the 18.3 up here. We've got 1, 2 and 3, but getting support on the 300 here, that will take us to 5, because we're still being pulled by this number here, by the 18,000, the larger number. So anyway, we'll keep just building through that, and we've got the Russell here. So we've been looking at this in terms of the same pattern here for this, and this is the same, this wave 3 and 4 here. This is what we're getting from Microsoft, and that with 3 and 4 here, and up for 1 and 2 and so on building. So it's all the same, sort of pattern. You can move the stops up on the other markets as well here. So this is moved off quite nicely. We're talking about being long here. So we've got this as probably, this little spike down here. I've rearranged this to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to put it in line here, but I don't know if that's correct. I'll just mull that over a little bit and put this one back over here. It doesn't really matter at this point. We're on the, we're getting impulse waves to the upside, so we're in, the trend is confirming itself. We're at number 5 here, so we can expect a classic trading levels pattern here. The arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level still developing, and then there'll be a correction. So you can also look to add to this position up here as well here. And if that trade gets clicked in, then we can bring the stop up to this low here, because this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and it could pull back 60%. Do you know? That's what we're just looking at, all the possible counts, and putting safety first. So that's the US markets, and we come over to the DAX here, and as you know, with this market, kind of treating it the same really. We've got 1 and 2 here, and we've been building in positions and doing all sorts of fancy things, and we've got wave 3 and 4 here, the same as the other markets. I'm not that happy with this 3 and 4 really, because it's a little bit small. But anyway, it's pushing off nicely, as expected. So wave 1 and 2 here, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 I could put wave 3 and 4 here, or I could extend it out. I'll just be conservative to start with, and we can build it, you know, rebuild it a little bit later on. It doesn't matter. We're still going to go higher at this point, so it's all good. So I've got this other part profit up here. So we're not going to get out of the trade totally. I think that we may just consider holding through this here, but we'll talk about that a bit more next week. But we definitely want at least, you know, 70% out of the market up here in all of this. So, but we've got time, you know, if we have a look at the stocks that are generating this here, because these tech stocks are generating, and then it's going through to the Nasdaq, to the S&P, and then the DAX is following the S&P. But the DAX has got its own strong stocks as well. But in terms of timing, I just want you to understand this. We've got 1, 2, we're going up for the third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave here, and that's it. So we can hold long till this point, you know. That's the timing of it all. Okay. So that's the DAX. I didn't want to go long in here. Again, we've got enough going on here at the moment for this. And the FTSE is slightly different scenario here. It's kind of, I think we've got a couple of positions in this. I think we'll probably hold this. This is like the Australian market going up to 8,000 as well. I can see that this particular pattern here is corrective. Got overlapping wave structure. So we're going to take this top out. We're going to be a fair way up here. And what I'm sort of thinking is, I don't think we're going to actually have a huge correction, you know, at this point here. And even so, we'll have this top and we'll have this top. So double tops are not the end of the trend, right? So that means we will be going higher. It's just like, how are we going to navigate through here? So it depends on how leveraged up you are, and if you're using, you know, maybe an ETF to get through all of this, because I think the trend here is really quite long, you know, because we've got 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and we're just going to see this go quite strong through here as well. So we'll be in small fourth waves here, so we won't really have big pullbacks here. And this little bar through here is the 61.8% from the top to the toe here, and all those tops now, we're looking for support on top of that 61.8%, which we're getting. But the thing is that this is going to play out as support over here. So if you want to get up here somewhere, then you're going to have to leave the stop out of the way and take some heat here. I just wanted to explain that before we go for a dive into the intraday from 1 day to 1,000. So yeah, a little bit messy in here, but we've got 1 and 2 here. We've got another 1 and 2 over here. We've got 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 here. I could probably label that a little bit differently here, but look, I've just been, you know, we're doing all the right things at the right time. So we've got this one to break even, and we've got another position in here that we talked about yesterday. Yesterday we talked about we looked at this as 1 and 2 and 1, and looking for wave 2 here. A bit spiky here. Do we got to put that up there? I'm not quite sure. I'll have to dive in. It's more like a B wave. I don't know. Anyway, I'll check it out later. This will also be a small 1 and 2. So we're on the right track. We're going to be building up through here. We could put the stop under here for this one, if that makes you feel any better. Yeah, no, I don't have support there up there yet. I'm just going to leave it here. Just going to leave it under these ones here, because that shouldn't be breached at this point, you know. And if it is breached, then obviously something is, you know, wrong in the bigger picture somewhere, which wouldn't surprise me either, because you know, all this apart from my messy labeling here, the whole structure is yeah, it's not the smoothest Elliott Wave pattern that, you know, that we're working with here. So okay, over to the Aussie market. And the Aussie market is nice and clean, and we're also looking for 8,000 up here. We talked about taking profit up here, so we might change that, but we'll see how we go. But we've had this nice A, B, and C here, and then we've had 1 and 2, so we had a long trade here. Yesterday we talked about being long again here, so 1s and 2s. I'm pretty happy with the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. You know, I could do weird things and put like, I could put wave 1 over here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, a bit of overlap here, that type of thing. But so there's a couple of ways to look at this here. Yeah, but I'm happy with this so far. One of the main points here is that we're in group 2 here, so we've got 65, 72 and 80 here, so this is really important, and it's very common for it to just pop down here and then do this. So we've done all the right things at the right time. So because we're sitting in group 2 now, and as soon as we take this top out here, which is going to be today, then it forces this to be corrective. And if this is corrective, then it confirms that this top is going to be taken out. But I know that the market wants to be sucked up to this, to the finishing line here of the 8,000. So that's what we're going to be going for. And we also want to build in again on top of the 78 here. Now, obviously this is going to be a double top as well. So we're going to see some sort of, you know, we want that first high above the level, and then we'll start working it down from that point. If you're a bit eager and you want to get in a bit earlier and all the rest of it, well, then you should just add a bit more at this point. Okay, I'm going to leave it all at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.